Hi, my name is Pamela, and welcome back to Yoga to Sleep. Today I'm going to talk about the second Yama. And if you look at my first video on Yamas, I kind of briefly go over what Yamas and Niyamas are, rules and observances. So I'm going to talk about Satya, which is the second Yama, and that is truth or truthfulness. And so how can we use that in our daily lives? How can we practice Satya, right? We can show up by creating boundaries. One of the things that came up for me in 2020 was all of this energy, COVID, pre-COVID, post-COVID, of people kind of pulling at you, people expecting you to do things differently. Everyone showed up differently, masks, wearing, not wearing the mask, being around their families more in different ways. And really, it was a revelation of self. And we got to be privy to the illumination of things that weren't working for us, but we were kind of on the fence about, or we ignored. And this was a time, I believe 2020 into 2021 is a time of self-reflection and illumination. And so Satya for me means practicing boundaries for myself. How can I be honest and truthful with my own self? And then therefore that will be kind of an offshoot of me being truthful and honest with others in that walk. So some key words for that would be looking at how dishonesty shows up in your life, really honoring truthfulness, noticing that when there were times of dishonesty and what energy came up in you. You know, 2020 and years subsequent to that have been arduous. What kind of dishonesty type energy has been arising, and what did you do about it? Did you just sit around and complain about it, or did you actually roll up your sleeves and get to work? One of my favorite quotes or questions or sayings is, what are you prepared to do? And that comes from a movie that I love called The Untouchables with Kevin Costner and Sean Connery, if you haven't seen it. And Sean Connery says, what are you prepared to do? That is the question of 2020 going into 2021, going into this new age of Aquarius. And so I have a practice for you guys. Notice, and this goes back to boundaries, but notice when you're being polite. Notice why you're being polite, and notice when you're being authentic in that politeness. So are you doing it? Are you being apologetic? Are you saying sorry for no reason, as often women do, which is annoying to me? I'm sorry I was late. I'm sorry I didn't do this. I'm sorry I put chocolate icing on a cake instead of... Sorry, not sorry. You don't have to... What are we apologizing for? You keep saying these words, and when you speak words, you keep speaking words, they become spells. You keep saying, I'm sorry, you're sorry. You know what I'm saying? So the practice is to really examine that. Notice when you're being authentic. Notice when you're being polite. Are they happening at the same time? I would say notice this, trying to journal, see in your life and at work and at home how those things are showing up for you. So yeah, let me know in the comments if that resonates with you, and we'll kind of dive into it. Thank you so much. Take care.